Tonight, President Trump's sudden and controversial ban. The president banning all transgender people from serving in the military, describing the, quote, burden they cause. This after holding that LGBT flag during the campaign. So why the president's abrupt change now? Also new reporting tonight on the embattled Attorney General Jeff Sessions. The president taking aim again today. Sessions seen leaving the White House. And we ask, why doesn't the president simply meet face to face with his AG instead of this very public takedown? The deadly plane crash on an American highway, the fireball seen for miles, the interstate closed. The stunning video tonight, the inmates accused of murder, attempted murder, escaping, documenting their getaway. And the State Department's new warning tonight for American families traveling after the tragedy at a popular tourist spot. How did their daughter die? And what were their son and daughter given to drink?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And we begin with President Trump's sudden and sweeping ban, using Twitter to reveal it. Tweeting he will ban transgender people from serving in the military in any capacity. It came on a day when the defense secretary is on vacation, and the Pentagon saying essentially, if you have questions, ask the White House. The unexpected move brought immediate outrage, especially after promises made by then candidate Donald Trump. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl leading us off.
As a candidate, Donald Trump promised to protect gay, lesbian, and transgender rights. The first nominee ever to make such a promise at a Republican convention.
As your president, I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens from the violence and oppression of a hateful foreign ideology. Believe me.
But today, a sudden reversal. The president surprising even his own top advisors with a major change in military policy announced via Twitter. Please be advised, he declared, the United States government will not accept or allow transgender individuals to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military. Our military cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical costs and disruptions that transgender in the military would entail. The Pentagon directed all questions to the White House, making it clear the change came from the president himself. We will continue to work closely with the White House to address the new guidance provided by the commander-in-chief. But the White House couldn't provide answers to the most basic questions.
What happens to transgender service members now? Are they immediately thrown out of the military?
That's something that the Department of Defense and the White House will have to work together as implementation takes place and is done so lawfully.
A study commissioned last year by the Pentagon estimates there are roughly 2,500 transgender service members on active duty. One of them, Air Force Staff Sergeant Logan Ireland, profiled in a New York Times documentary while he was serving in Afghanistan.
There's not a lot of people that know that I'm transgender. It's very much on a need-to-know basis.
Today, responding to the president, Staff Sergeant Ireland said, "I would like to see them try to kick me out of my military. I would challenge them in court. You are not going to deny me my right to serve my country when I am fully qualified and able and willing to give my life." The new policy and how it was announced was quickly criticized by fellow Republicans in Congress.
I want a strong, vibrant military, but I want to be fair. And the best way to do this is have a hearing, not a tweet.
And the president's most prominent transgender supporter, Caitlyn Jenner, retweeted Trump's own words from the campaign. "Thank you to the LGBT community. I will fight for you while Hillary brings in more people that will threaten your freedoms and beliefs." Jenner is now asking, what happened to your promise to fight for them?
All right, so let's get to John Karl live at the White House tonight. And John, first you had the Pentagon today saying if you have questions, ask the White House. Tonight you've now learned that the House and Senate Armed Services Committees did not know anything about this either?
David, the move caught the leaders of those committees completely by surprise. The chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Senator John McCain, called the president's tweet unclear, and then he said this: there is no reason to force service members who are able to fight, train, and deploy to leave the military regardless of their gender identity. David?
John Karl leading us off tonight. John, thank you. The president also tweeting about something else, once again blasting his own pick for Attorney General. One of his earliest supporters, Jeff Sessions. Sessions was seen leaving the White House today, but we're told tonight the president was not at the meeting. As we ask, why the critical tweets? Why not just meet with your attorney general? Here's ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the attorney general under intense scrutiny. Cameras capturing Jeff Sessions leaving the White House after what they're calling a routine meeting. President Trump was not there. What Sessions is facing is hardly routine. The president again today hammered Sessions with a tweet. Why didn't AG Sessions replace acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe? This after calling Sessions beleaguered and weak in recent days.
I'm very disappointed with the Attorney General.
The White House pressed today. Why doesn't the president simply fire his Attorney General if he's so unhappy with him?
Look, you can be disappointed in someone but still want them to continue to do their job, and that's where they are.
And tonight we're learning the two men haven't spoken in days.
Make America great again.
A stunning reversal for the first U.S. senator to endorse then-candidate Trump. But sources tell ABC News Sessions has no intention of resigning, and some Republican senators have been lining up behind the Attorney General, not the president.
Jeff has been very loyal to the president, and I think he deserves loyalty back.
Jeff Sessions is an honorable man.
And today, for the first time, we hear from a U.S. attorney inside the Sessions Justice Department.
Does he have support in the Justice Department?
I can say that the Attorney General enjoys wide support in the U.S. attorney community, and but in times like this, the men and women of the Department of Justice continue to do our work.
Pierre Thomas with us live tonight from the Justice Department. And Pierre, we heard your report there that President Trump and his Attorney General haven't spoken in days. Why don't they just meet here?
David, Sessions has been at the White House at least twice this week. It would have been easy for the two to meet, but it's pretty clear the president does not want to meet with Sessions, at least not yet. He would rather tweet about him. Sources tell me Sessions plans to keep his head down and do his job, David.
Pierre Thomas with us again tonight. Pierre, thank you. Meantime, Senate Republicans and their new effort to repeal and replace Obamacare, they did not get the votes they needed overnight. So today they tried a simple repeal. They did not get the votes again. And when the president tweeted about one Republican Senator, Lisa Murkowski, who's not on his side on this, what she had to say. ABC's Mary Bruce caught up with her on the Hill.
Tonight, a free-for-all fight in the Senate. Republicans struggling to fulfill their biggest promise.
Everybody needs to saddle up and put it all on the table and say, this is my position.
Well, this is called democracy. We'll see how far it goes.
It's called regular order.
Overnight, a broad plan to repeal and replace a bill Republicans crafted for weeks voted down.
The motion is not agreed to.
Today, a plan to just repeal and work out the replacement later, that failed too.
The amendment is not agreed to.
Up next, Republicans may attempt what's being called a skinny repeal. It would only roll back parts of Obamacare, like the mandate that all Americans have insurance. That could leave 15 million more Americans uninsured over the next decade and cause premiums for many to increase by 20%. But Republicans say it's just a jumping-off point.
We're doing the best we can.
Ramping up the pressure, the president. He's taking aim at Republican holdouts like Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, who have been voicing concerns for weeks.
I said in January we should not repeal without a replacement, and just an indefinite hold on this just creates more chaos and confusion.
The president today tweeting, Senator Lisa Murkowski of the great state of Alaska really let the Republicans and our country down. Too bad. Today, we caught up with Senator Murkowski.
Are you concerned at all about political retaliation here?
My vote yesterday was from my heart for the people that I represent. I have to focus on my job. I've got to focus on what I came here to do.
No second thoughts?
No second thoughts at all. None.
All right, so she's holding firm on her side. Mary Bruce with us live on Capitol Hill tonight. Mary, repealing and replacing Obamacare, as we know, was a major campaign promise from Donald Trump, not yet fulfilled. But this was the president overnight.
I think that with few exceptions, no president has done anywhere near what we've done in his first 6 months.
All right, Mary, you always give us a reality check on this. What are his victories on the Hill?
David, Republicans are quick to tout the appointment of Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch. They've also rolled back numerous Obama regulations, but with health care reform still out of reach, this Congress has yet to pass a major legislative victory. David.
Mary Bruce on the Hill tonight. Mary, thank you. We turn next here to other news tonight and to newly released video of an escape recorded by the inmates themselves accused of murder and attempted murder. The three men escaping a maximum security wing, and ABC's Kana Whitworth is with us tonight.
Their video starts inside the maximum security wing of the Orange County Jail. Set to the song Under Pressure. It's filmed by three inmates using a contraband cell phone. And this firsthand view of their daring escape last year now surfacing through an attorney connected to the case. Hossein Nayari, the alleged mastermind, even narrates.
As far as setup goes, well, we had a duffel bag and a backpack full of stuff.
He shows a sawed-off bed leg, then lifts a metal screen to slip out, giving a thumbs up to the camera. Set to the theme of Mission Impossible, you can see their journey through the jail walls along a makeshift ladder. Eventually, they get to the roof.
Authorities say the fugitives cut and moved aside that barbed wire, then anchored their ropes to the wall right there and rappelled down the building.
The three men were being held in jail over charges ranging from murder to attempted murder, kidnapping, and torture. Later showing themselves nearly 400 miles away in Santa Cruz and holed up in a van in San Francisco.
Friday night in San Francisco,
where two of the suspects were later caught. The third surrendered to police.
After 8 days on the run, all three were back in jail where they remain, now also facing several more charges related to their escape. David?
Kana Whitworth with us tonight. Kana, thanks. Next new developments this evening in that deadly roadway accident. The young driver who was live streaming while driving, and then she kept going even after the accident, even as her sister was dying. That 18-year-old driver appearing before the judge today. And here's ABC's Clayton Sandell.
Tonight, the woman who allegedly live-streamed moments before and after a deadly high-speed crash appeared in a new video, this time from jail.
Do you understand the charges?
A little bit.
Prosecutors say 18-year-old Abdulia Sanchez was drunk Friday when she lost control, flipping the car.
I killed my sister, okay? I know I'm going to jail for life, all right? I understand that.
As her own 14-year-old sister, Jacqueline, lay dying.
Baby, wake up, baby!
Sanchez kept streaming on Instagram.
This case does bring to light an important issue, social media and the pressure that it puts on kids these days.
Sanchez was arrested. Another passenger, a 14-year-old girl, was injured.
I never thought this would happen.
She says she doesn't blame the driver.
And Sanchez pleaded not guilty to charges including manslaughter while intoxicated. If she's convicted, she could face more than 13 years in prison. David?
Clayton, thank you. We turn next to Utah, where 4 people are dead after a fiery plane crash right into an interstate. The small plane crashing onto Interstate 15 in Weber County just after takeoff, a half-mile from the airport. The fireball, as you can see, was seen for miles, traffic at a standstill. No vehicles on the ground were hit, but the plane was completely destroyed. The cause is under investigation tonight. Also this evening, we've learned of a new timeline and what passengers headed to the airport will now have to begin taking out of their bags when they get in line. Here's ABC's Lindsay Janis.
Tonight, the new TSA electronics policy revealed. Passengers already accustomed to taking out their laptops will now be asked to remove all electronics larger than a cell phone for individual screening. Already tested at 10 U.S. airports, including Boston and Los Angeles. The new requirement will be rolled out across the country in the coming weeks.
So now, in addition to removing your laptop, you'll have to pull items like this tablet and this camera out of your carry-on, placing them in separate bins.
The concern? Terrorists, including ISIS, are focusing on taking down planes, and they're getting better at it. A laptop bomb blowing a hole inside of a Somali jetliner just last year. The Department of Homeland Security saying they've tested these devices and the results were devastating.
We tested it on a real airplane, on the ground, pressurized, and to say the least, it destroyed the airplane.
David, the TSA says this should not increase security lines because by taking out more electronics at the start, fewer bags will have to be pulled for secondary screening. David?
All right, we'll see on that one. Lindsay Janis, thank you. And there is encouraging word coming in tonight that Congressman Steve Scalise is now out of the hospital. The Louisiana Republican seriously injured when that gunman opened fire at a baseball practice in Washington. He'll recover at a rehab facility before going home, and we wish him well. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday. A Mississippi man shot and killed by police who were at the wrong house, according to authorities. All